Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphaning. So we have a little post here on Stellar. I meant to actually do this video the other day, but the post is absolutely delicious if you're a holder of XLM. And there's some implications and corroborations with things that I've been saying lately, but let's just dive right into this article here. It's on stellar.com. Titled, Stellar Development Foundation launches $30 million fund to power startups leveraging blockchain. It says, and it goes as such, the Stellar Development Foundation has announced the launch of the $30 million matching fund, which takes a novel approach by co-investing alongside investors globally. Matching investments range from a lead investor up to $500,000. But let's just scroll ahead here. Make sure you guys go by stellar.org, give them some traffic over there, read the entirety of this because we're not going to go over everything here. They're giving you not only very good information here in this article, but they're also giving you the links so we can go directly to the websites of these organizations and check them out. Okay, and that's very good because the first thing I'm thinking is who are these individuals? Who are these entities? How much money is flowing through them? Let me take a look at their their financials, their annuals. That's just how I think. That's the first thing my mind jumps to. So they make it very easy for you to do that. Head over to stellar.org. Okay, so here, the first company, it says the fund's first 4 investments announced today support a range of companies working on diverse markets and use cases. Money. That's exactly what that means. Money. They're bringing in that money from didn't I tell you? I swear, I don't know if we're just on the same page, myself, along with the bank coin foundations and companies. I've been talking about Payroll for a long time, haven't I? Last year, I was saying that they would be rolling out Payroll. Anyway, it says, support a range of companies working on diverse markets and use cases from payroll in Latin America to remittances in Africa. That payroll is going to be major. That payroll is going to be so delicious with that volume flowing across Stellar. With it's going to be a higher transaction value, obviously, because it's payroll than what you're seeing on Stellar right now. So that, of course, that alone will make that price go up a little bit. It's not going to stay at 20 cents when you have people's paychecks rolling across the blockchain. And of course, it's not going to be an isolated thing. They're looking for this to be a widespread happening. Then why wouldn't it be a widespread happening? If everybody wants to use something that's more secure, you have more control over it. You're saving a ton of money, right? You don't have to deal with these intermediaries and the headaches of dealing with these intermediaries. And the people are getting their checks instantaneously. No more waiting. Boom, it's right there. Unless they use some sort of buffering system, but I don't know why you would do that. But theoretically speaking, paychecks will be received instantly, right? And there wouldn't be all of this waiting and such like that. You might even be able to get your paycheck early or something like that. You have a lot of institutions that offer things like that. It depends on how they're going to mold the system to their needs, of course, right? But let's continue on here. The first company up is called Trace Finance. Trace Finance is a cross-border payment platform that leverages stablecoins to help startups in Latin America access funding raised from overseas more quickly, up to 2 days instead of months. Muy linda, mi gente. Stellar is going nuts right now. They understand where the money is and they are attacking where that money is. Do you understand the implications of this? Listen, the legacy system takes months. Why would you not switch out? They're making it so easy for institutions to just swap out the legacy system for Stellar, for using XLM. So easy, okay? And any of the volume that's going across Stellar is going to trigger surge pricing. Let that high volume come in. It's going to be a wonderful thing. And when surge pricing go up, they never indicate how high that price can go. I don't think that there's a limit. Maybe there is a limitation, but they're going to have to specify that there's a limitation. But either way, that prioritizes the higher end of the transaction values. If you're prioritizing the high end of the transaction values, obviously that's good for anybody that's a holder of XLM. Is going to make that price go up a little bit. Theoretically speaking, there's no guarantees. And this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. All right. But theoretically speaking, this is all very good. But let's continue on here. Startups in Latin America access funding raised from overseas more quickly and affordably. Inflation has been a challenge in Brazil, where they are based, but the local startup industry is growing with a record number of IPOs in 2021. Leveraging stablecoins on Stellar would allow them to reduce costs further and provide users a broader range of financial products. Co-investors in Trace include HOF Capital and Circle Venture. Let me just say this also to pair onto that. Just understand that when companies are deciding to use something, they're going to go with the absolute best product. So while stablecoins could be very important, especially with certain implications of how governments might use stablecoins and such, there's huge implications there if you saw our members only section videos. But also understand that liquidity is highly important and that Stellar is the other bank coin with a liquidity offering, a significant liquidity offering with their instant liquidity offering. And companies are going to look at that and they're going to say, hey, how do we access this instant liquidity? That's when Stellar is going to lay out for them. I know they already did. Hey, listen, you can use XLM and you can have instant liquidity. Oh, instant liquidity. Okay, that negates all of these different legacy system negatives that we've been suffering from all these decades. Sure, we want a piece of that. They will be using XLM. But don't get me wrong, the stablecoins are already, having more stablecoins on Stellar already is delicious. Trust me on that. Trust me. And I hope they continue to just bring more and more. Okay, but let's continue here. So it says leveraging stablecoins on Stellar would allow them to reduce costs further and provide users a broader range of financial products. So the next company is a company called Bitwage. Bitwage provides crypto-powered international payroll. I told you. Imagine all that payroll flowing across Stellar. What does it do to that price? Every time I think about payroll, I just feel the money in my hands. I like to share what I'm feeling and thinking with you all, just right from my mind. Like there's no filter, okay? Money, 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 money. And I really feel like doing a raise the toe, so I am. Raise the toe. Ah, that feels so good. You should try it sometime. If you haven't tried one raise the toe, you should definitely try a raise the toe. It makes you feel good. It's like an explosion of energy. Let's continue on here. International payroll. Keep doing what you're doing, Stellar. Keep doing, you're doing a good job, by the way. Invoicing. I told you they were going to be doing all this. And benefits services with a focus on Latin America, because Latin America is going to explode. It already is, really. It's already starting up. Those economies are going to explode. Not only that, everybody's moving. Not everybody. I'm going to say everybody. So many people are moving to Latin America. You better check. They don't, people for a myriad of reasons. Beautiful properties, beachfront properties, reasonably priced. You don't have to worry about taxes and certain tax implications with some of these places. Lifestyle, some of these places a little bit slower lifestyle. I mean, the ones that really are starting to pick up with people moving to them. I mean, some of their cities are taking off too. People love the cities in Latin America. I mean, mi gente, like trust me on this. People love Latin America, and a lot of them are moving there. A lot of people are moving overseas as well. So these economies are going to continue to explode. And here's the thing to really keep in mind with the people, a lot of the people who are moving to let's say Latin America, Europe, Asia. OK, there's certain what do you call those requirements. And so with the requirements for moving to some of these countries, you have to have money. Like you have to have some money, some investments or something to get your permanent residency or permanent residency cards or whatever, right? So a lot of people who are moving there are big money individuals. That is another reason. Not only the big money is moving there, right? But they're bringing a lot of their companies with them, or they're starting companies over there in these burgeoning economies, these economies that are going to explode in the next 10 to 15 years. And what does that mean for anybody setting up infrastructure there like Stellar, Algorand, Ripple, Cello? That means that there is the possibility and the high probability of those prices exploding from where they are right now. Now, I hope I'm not at my most eloquent today, but I hope that I conveyed all that clearly. All right. All right. So now, next company on the list is titled Afrix. Afrix is a payment app that is addressing the issue of slow and expensive remittance payments. They provide free cross-border payments for users in emerging markets, including Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Uganda, and integrating with Stellar Anchor Network could help them expand into new markets. Co-investors in Afrix include Future Africa, SoftBank Opportunity Fund, and Precursor Ventures. So here again, they're showing you their strategic and meticulous domination in markets that are going to be major in the future. They're already getting there. They're already starting to burst, so to speak. That money is going to be huge, huge. Okay. Next company on the list, FanVestor, is a crowdfunding platform that connects NFT creators to their customers. The investment is an opportunity for FanVestor to use Stellar to experiment with NFTs that are more affordable and accessible than NFTs on other chains. Of course, Stellar is just amazing when it comes to affordability, security, speed. And although I use Algorand and will continue to use Algorand for my NFTs, I just have a great love of Algorand. I have great relationships with the Algorand community, okay, on every level, by the way, and they show me a lot of love. I love Algorand, okay? Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of love for Stellar as well. Stellar is like my #1 coin. And they have great NFTs on there. You know, a lot of my peers have covered Stellar NFTs, so you can always do a search and you'll see some of our great Stellar community on YouTube teaching you about Stellar NFTs, how to sell them and how awesome they are. And they are very, very good. Very, very awesome. And my peers have done a great job at covering Stellar NFTs, by the way. So you definitely check everyone out, do a YouTube search. And so co-investors in FanVestor, including Formic Ventures and industry-specific angels. So things are picking up for Stellar. So now here, Donnell Dixon, SDF CEO and Executive Director, said, "We need to be more nimble and inclusive in order to truly build an industry that reaches more people with better access to financial services." I agree with that. "The way we choose to fund and support companies in their early days is a big part of that." That is very, very true. And it will lend a lot towards a company wanting to work with you in the future. A lot of times the businesses like that. You see people who are on the way up and then you see them when they're at the top, and then that helps you. And if you help them when they were on their way up, a lot of times it makes doing business deals in the future or them wanting to utilize your products, it makes it that much easier and simpler because of that particular relationship or respect that was built early on, okay? So this is a very wise thing to do. The way we choose to fund and support company, okay, we are very intentionally building out. I told you, they're meticulous. I told you, nothing's happening by mistake. All of this is researched and brought before CEOs like Donnell Dixon. Then they're able to assess which companies are viable and going to have a brilliant future, and then choose meticulously to involve themselves with those particular companies, knowing that it's going to not only push the technology forward, but it's big money as well. You want to succeed on every level. So you do want your protocol price to go up. You don't want your protocol to be seen as a failure. So you're always working for that protocol price to go up. Now, some people may not see the vision, but that's okay. They're not supposed to see the vision. What most people in this world see is the end result. So once that price goes up, then they'll say, well, XLM is an excellent protocol to hold, an excellent coin, and they'll rain praise upon it. But when it's down, just like when Bitcoin was down, people did not like Bitcoin. They said it was a scam. They hated it. But now that Bitcoin is at a high price, everybody loves Bitcoin. Go figure, right? But that's the way the world works. And see the correlation between that and all of the banking coins, okay? While the price is down, everybody hates them. But when that price goes up, everybody's going to love them and rain praises on them. But then by then, it'll be too late for a lot of the coins because people will be priced out. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the people that would benefit from these things, because there's a lot of holders of these protocols that already have pretty good amount of money. They're not struggling too much. They're really not. Like the people who are so-called whales and they have a lot of coins and stuff, they're not really struggling. They're small business owners or large business owners. Some of them are millionaires and stuff like that. So a lot of these individuals have their own businesses, LLCs, S-Corps, things like that. But the people who are really benefit from it, that are like they really need it. They're coming from impoverished environments and such like that. And then they have the opportunity, and people can do whatever they want. So this is not me trying to get you to buy XLM or XRP. That does not mean anything to me, but I'm just speaking logically. But those people who were able to buy these protocol at 15 cents, 17 cents, 20 cents, they'll be priced out. They'll be priced out because this is going to go much higher. And if it's difficult for them to acquire these things now, imagine when these things go up to a few dollars or so, like, and if they start to go north of a few dollars, right, respectably, people will be priced out. They don't have money like that to spend on crypto protocol. This is why dollar stocks in the stock market, dollar stocks are so hot. that's such a hot piece of discussion on the internet, right? Because people are trying to buy things that are cheap, right? So they don't want to buy things that are already $20, $30, $900, $600, such like that when you're talking about stocks. Luckily, people can buy fractional pieces of crypto protocol, but there's that. So anyway, I agree with everything that Danelle Dixon is saying here. It says the way we choose to fund and support company. Okay, so let's continue on here. We invite companies to apply and see how Stellar's dynamic global ecosystem can support your growth. Okay, and then of course she said that we are very intentionally building out and incentivizing investments in real use cases. That's what I was trying to convey before. In real use cases of blockchain that help everyday people. And they will, but I think everyday people are going to benefit once there's more marketing and they see the benefits of this. You have more ways to use, let's say, Stellar as like a bank account. And it would be brilliant to have a myriad of options for the people to be able to use that. So I'm assuming they're going to be expanding that capability exponentially in the future. Payroll, as I said, small businesses will benefit greatly for something like this. But then let's circle back around. What does it do to that price to have all of this activity on the Stellar blockchain that is to come, right? With regulatory clarity, everything is going to go much faster than this. Prepare yourselves. I say that in all humility. As we get closer to a Ripple victory, all of the bank coins are closely tied together. They're all waiting and watching and being held back by this SEC case. So that's why it's important for all bank coin holders, in my humble opinion, just my opinion, to keep an eye on that SEC case. If at any point in the near future that SEC case ends, hold on to your blazer. Hold on to your blazer because some of these prices are going to explode. The FOMO will be unreal. And no, price will go up a little bit, but that's not the generational wealth parabolic run we talk about. The price will go up quite a bit. It will. The FOMO will be out of this world. There's so many, let's say, true whales waiting on the sidelines. That traditional money has not entered crypto yet. It hasn't. That legacy system money, that old money has not entered crypto yet. It hasn't. It can't. They don't need the liability of lawsuits and subpoenas. The government loves to touch old money. The government loves to go after old money. That's why the old money is very smart and stays out of any type of market until there's regulatory clarity. Then they can enter safely and the government is not a threat. The government is like, I hate to say this, and I say this in all humility, but the governments are like wild dogs when it comes to money. And they're ready to bite anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. If they can get a little leg up on you, they will use that advantage. So old money is very smart. Big money is very smart. They stay out of things until there's regulatory clarity. I mean, and don't get me wrong, because some people will throw things in there like, oh, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a rebel. And Elon Musk is new money. Big money, no doubt about it. Huge money. But he's a rebel also. That's not typical, right? That's not typical of big money. Big money is not typically rebellious money. Big money, there's so many big money individuals that you'll never hear their names, right? But they're in many meetings virtually. They're in many, you go to their office. Like, heck, sometimes you have to go to their house, and their house is like a castle, by the way. Anyway, that's not typical for old money to be rebellious or big money to be rebellious. Typically, old money wants to secure that wealth and the non-interference of that wealth so they don't upset the apple cart. They wait until there's clarity. They wait until everything, the coast is clear, and then they come in. But when they come in, that price is going to explode. You already see some new money millionaires pumping different protocol, right? And they're screaming from the rooftops, not understanding, hey, the old money has to wait. It's going to wait. They've been doing this for generations. But that big money is there. And trust me, it knows about the bank coins. It sees what the banks are going to do, and they want to get in before the banks can scoop everything up and make the prices go too high. They're going to get in before then. Believe me, old money knows how to make money. Their money been making money for generations. They know. This is not the first time this has happened. Look at all the other pops in the stock markets and all the other markets and all the other emerging technologies. You look how they went from nothing to being extremely high values, right? That didn't happen because of retail. It didn't. It happened. Why? Why did everything go from nothing to having such extremely high values? Because of that old money that's on the sideline. It waited until everything was about to take off, right? They sat in their briefings and their advisors told them, hey, this is the time. And they flooded the market with them. And they took everything over. They bought everything. And that's why, if you look at the internet right now, that's why like a few companies own like everything. Look how much Alphabet owns, right? Alphabet is the company, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that owns Google, right? Look how a few companies own everything. A few parent companies. And some of them people have, the typical person hasn't even heard of. Old money, true big money, is sitting on the sidelines. You see how Google, and I'm gonna close this out with this, but I think this is all important in my humble opinion. Thank you for listening to me. I appreciate that. You see how Google is on the governing board of Hedera, and yet until now, they've sat on the sidelines. Only in January of this year did they come out saying that they were going to be getting active this year, more active in the blockchain sphere, which has huge implications for HBAR. That Google came out and said. You can look up the articles for yourself, give them a read. So you don't just think I'm just saying these things. I don't just say things. I tell you what I've read, what I found, what I researched from an article, a PDF. That's what I tell you about. And I specify, if I'm going to say something that's just my opinion, I specify it's just my opinion. But Google came out and said, we're going to get more active than we ever been before in the blockchain sphere in 2022. There is a wave of money waiting on the sidelines to come. And what does it do to that price when that when that tsunami comes? What does it do to that price? We're at the end of the video. Can we get one raise a toe? Would you permit me that? I think you would. Raise a toe. Woo! That was a good raise a toe right there. That was a good raise a toe right there. Felt good, didn't it? Yes, it did feel good. Anyway, now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. Oh, also, everyone, be careful in these comment sections. I know most of you already know this. There is a ton of scammers in the comment sections. There's all types of fake alpha names. If you look, right, you'll see when those comment sections, when I first post a video, you'll see all these scam comments pop up. Then you see them disappear. That's me trying to remove them. So I don't even have a lot of time to really write comments to everybody like I used to, because I'm trying to get rid of these scammers. But they keep coming back. It's a real problem on this particular medium. Be careful. I don't have a Telegram or a WhatsApp, nor am I going to be asking you to contact me. And you know what's worse is crazy? What's worse? These scammers have begun flooding my email. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness. They flooded my comment section. They're flooding my email. Whew. Be careful. Be careful. Okay? Alpha Name's not going to be coming to you asking you to do anything. Like, don't contact me. WhatsApp, Telegram, what? Listen, no. Okay? Be careful. Okay? Be very, very careful. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.